Okay, welcome back. So I was just informed of something I had messed up and I did not realize, which, hey, still learning, still going through everything, but I kind of have a problem with it. So I was informed, and I appreciate those that have pointed out things, but apparently the Carthage heavy cavalry is 2 movement points to change vertices. Now, I was looking, I couldn't find it in the rule books. I looked, and I'll show you here. So I looked under the heavy cav, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, let's take a look at the facing. So, facing, I looked in the direction, so we got movement. Let's get to the facing part here. Facing. Okay, here we go. Particularly right here. It states it costs 1 movement to shift vertices except for Roman legions, a la infantry. Units pay costs of 1 to change facing any direction, regardless of the number of vertices. Elephant units pay 2 movement points per vertices to change feeling, reflexing, and difficulty. These units had changed effective, and skirmishes do not play any. Then if we go up to the top up here, it talks about phalanxes. Units change facing within rough terrain, and then it goes to reaction facing. It says nothing about... These guys got moved here. It says nothing about... So I was like, where is it at? Because the person's been very good about telling me, if you're saying I'm doing something wrong, I need to see a rule so I can read it for myself. Not that I don't believe people, but I always like to know that. So then he said it's on the movement chart. He told me where it is, but I'm just going to say. So where do you think it is on this movement chart? Let's zoom it in. Where do you think it is? Changing faces. Changing facing, perfect. 1, 2, subscript E. So you have to go here. Well, these are exceptions. Why aren't they in the rules when it talks about the elephants? If this is an exception, which it is, and it's not just for a scenario, it needs to be in the full rules. That's just ridiculous to make this little notification there. I'm playing on a map that has no terrain. Well, there's terrain on this one, but there's supposed to be no terrain. And so, unless you have it in the rules, why would I even look at this? It's all clear, so it's all one. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm very, very frustrated with that part. I know it's minor, and I do agree. But if this is a small little E, I mean, it's the tiniest little thing. It's not huge at all. It's this little tiny thing. So that's a little frustration that I have on that. So I'll move forward on that and going on the next turn. I'm not going to go back or anything like that. So, but I thought that was worth pointing out. That should be in the rule book. This should not be the only place that it's on. I'm sorry, but they have right here. So E is elephant, chariot, and Carthaginian HC units pay 2 movement. Why wouldn't you write that in the exceptions? It's not a scenario exception. It's the rules. It is a rule for all the scenarios. Why wouldn't you have these? Just a very, very big frustration to me on that. I'm not a good rules person anyways. It takes me a lot of times to get through some of these rules, just the way they're written. Everything's all over the place. I'm a very big person of learning the rules through the sequence of play, not through, okay, here's all the information for the leaders. And I've talked about that on my tutorials. But when you don't include something that is this vital, because my legions or my Carthage cavalry couldn't have moved as far. But when you have that happen, this needs to be in the rules, not some little subscript E on the side for a note. It's not a note. It is a rule. So, okay. Rants over. Just the frustration that I have with that. If you're going to make something a rule, it needs to be in the rules. If it was a scenario specific, I get that. You don't want that in the rules if it's a scenario specific. But in this case, it's not a scenario-specific rule. It is a full freaking rule. So, okay. So now on to the next phase, which is the route and reload phase. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the rally markers, which we only have one, and it was a Carthage. Rally. Okay, so then you have to roll on the rally table. So, 1029. Wrong rally. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. Rally. An individual. Okay. And the individual leader may attempt to rally. I probably should have rolled this earlier because it was this guy right here. So he rallies. Okay. Okay, so when, let's see. Anytime a routed unit is rallied, it automatically becomes depleted. So this guy's going to get flipped to depleted. Some scenarios, certain, yeah, not a problem. Units already depleted do not suffer to indicate to flip the unit to the reverse side once depleted unit. Okay. Depletion becomes effective. Okay. So, okay. During the orders phase, yep. Okay, so we need to roll on the rally table here. So this is the rally table. It has got a 5. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's got a 5 TQ. So I'm going to roll a die on that. So that's a 1. So I only lose 1. So this has 1 cohesion hit to it. So that's rally. I forgot to roll on the die there. So that's pretty good. Got that guy rallied. Okay. The next step, route movement. Okay. So what is route movement? So route movement, 1022. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay. A unit that has must route must move immediately. There we go. Yep. In the route movement segment of the route and reload phase, all routed phalanxes are eliminated. Don't have to worry about that. All other routed units must move their full printed MA in the same direction and manner as in 10.2, meaning they're coming off. Even if they've moved previously during the game turn, routed units use normal movement rules, except that they may not enter enemy zone of controls unoccupied by friendly units. They do not incur occasion hits from moving. Okay. So all my routed units here need to go this way. So, and these guys can move through, same colored. So this has, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just make sure. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is if we look at the stacking, so Romans moving through route or retreat, no penalty. Same color, same class, no penalty. Same color, different class, no penalty. It's only when it's a different color. So these guys, if they get activated, can actually move through these routed units, no problem. Also, he's close enough that Regulus could give orders to see if we could rally any of these units. So 1, 2, this is still 6. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have this guy right here, which I think he's an 8. Yep. So he will need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So next turn he will be off the board on that one. So all route movements been completed. Kind of cleared up a little mess that was in here. Okay, so route movement done. Reload segment, eligibility, 818. Okay, so we go to 818. I don't have anybody that's missile lows or missile nose. So we're good to go there on this turn. But let's go ahead and take a look at 818 real quick and go from there. 818 or 818. Okay, any friendly missile low or missile no unit may remove its missile low during the reload segment of the route and reload phase, bringing it up to full missile capability if it is not in an enemy zone of control and it is not in a missile range and in line of sight of the unit, so they can get refilled. So if we had anybody that was missile low or missile no, they could have been refilled. So, and then finally, we need to flip all the finish leaders to back over. This unit, this leader is not even worthwhile anymore because he can't give. Yeah, there's no cav over here for him because that ran off. It ran off and whining like a little schoolgirl. Anyways, so we're flipping all these over. I think this is the last one. There we go. Okay. Yep, that's all of them. Okay. Remove any moved, fired, pursuit finished, or trumped markers. Yep, everything's fine on that one. Okay, and then finally, withdrawal phase. Okay, so I kind of got the totals up here. So if we were to look at these, here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 elephants. These don't go by, these go by the number, these don't go by their TQ like everything else does. They just are 2 route points. And this because they don't have a chance to rally at all. And then all the rest of these are routed, but they're not off the map. They don't count until they're off the map. So at that point, we have completed a full turn of SPQR. I think I'll go one more turn full just because of the few mistakes I've made. And then I'll start going into more of a, okay, here's what happened after this turn, kind of more of an AAR. But turn 1 is complete. This is the finale for turn 1. And we'll be on to turn 2. Thanks. Talk to you later.